Hey everybody and welcome. Can you believe it? We're together. Yay! Well, needless to say, I'm a spaz, as you know, but I am genuinely excited to be back. Oh my gosh, it's been quite the length of time, hasn't it? So hi, crafting cuties. How are you guys? Hi, everybody who's brand new. Last couple of nights have been on the air telling everybody to come watch the show. So let me introduce me and what it's all about. I'm Suzanne Runyon. One of my really, really big passions is crafting and sharing creativity with everybody. I'll just kind of give you a quick update of kind of what's going to happen. Right now we have tonight's show. Next week we'll be back again, yes, at 9:30. It'll be another Technique Tuesday, so stick around, join me for that. Then we're also going to do May 6th and May 13th. I'm going to have guests, and that's at 9:30. At that point, I'm taking a couple weeks off, and then after that, I will physically be moving up to Pennsylvania, where they are relocating the HSN studios. So I know through May 13th, Dwight and I will be together on Tuesday nights and doing this, and hopefully by then I'll be giving you some updates of kind of where this stands after that. Because between DeWitt, me, the social team, and most importantly you guys, you know, we've developed a massive group. We have hundreds of you tune in every Tuesday, and we have almost 30,000 people in our Facebook group, which is, by the way, HSN Gets Crafty with Suzanne. And, you know, I'm really hoping and praying that we're able to continue the fun. I think we will. We don't have super clear direction on that yet, but as soon as I know, we'll definitely share it with you guys too, because you're all that counts. You always are. So what I'm going to do is a couple shout outs. If you've never seen the show, what we do is we actually take time to go through products. And tonight I'm going to feature one product and then the accessory products that kind of go with it. And it's something I ordered on last craft day. So it came to my house. I was going to make a video on it. It just turned out perfect that we needed to do a Technique Tuesday. And I said, haha. And it's really a cool kit. It's from Anna Griffin, and but it does help to see somebody kind of play with it, and I experimented. So not only do we have it available for sale along with the accessory pieces, but we also, I'm going to kind of teach you how to do it more in depth and show you some different ideas. So hope you can stick around tonight and see everything I've come up with. And I always do way more than an hour. I don't know why. I get really motivated and really excited, and I think, oh, we can do this. Oh, we can do that. Oh, I'll do this. And then I end up with like 20,000 demos. So hope you can stick around to see it. What I do though, first and foremost, is everybody get on board with us, because all of you are jumping on. I say my shout outs to both Facebook and YouTubers. I'm going to start with YouTube tonight. Hey YouTube, Karen says hello from Boston. Hi Karen. Oh, by the way, if you're a first timer, please say first timer, because we definitely want to make sure we shout out to you. Also, the products you're going to see tonight, we're going to give you the item numbers. The scan code is great. So write an item number down tonight if you're interested in some of the products I'm going to be featuring, and make sure to order them. That always helps. We have Deetra joining us. She said, glad to be here. I haven't been on a live for quite some time. Greetings from Illinois. Well, hello, welcome. Happy Tuesday from Philly. All right, well, yes, I will be a Philly girl once again. What you guys might not know is I actually started my TV retail career at QVC, our sister network. So this has really become kind of a full circle for me. I'm going back to the studios that I originally was a part of. I actually went back to the original studio. If you ever seen the movie Joy, they recreate that original Pie studio. So I was on that. Then I was in the new studio, which is their studio, and they're building out our own HSN studios there. So it's a very exciting time for all of us. And so same stuff, great host, everything you love. We're just changing locations. It's pretty basic. But anyway, I'm going to be back in Philly. So I'm an Eagles fan. So that always helps to be in Philly and be an Eagles fan. Agnes says hello, howdy from Texas, my crafting cuties. Cindy says hello from Lugoff. I was like, lug it off. Told over your shoulder. Let's lug it off. Lugoff. How do you know Lugoff, South Carolina?
I grew up in Columbia, and actually.
Oh, Dwight, you can use your mic? Well, you're going to come out anyway because we got to do this.
Will. But yeah, actually, I'll come over. I'll tell this story real quick.
There's Dwight, my producer, director, all around fabulous guy. Love him so much. Outfit check.
So I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina, and I had a good friend, Jeff Hunt,
who lived in Lugoff. And every time I see Cindy in our live, I think exactly that. I think it's just great.
Oh, God, that's so funny. Okay, and then Marianne, she said, missed you. Yay, we missed you too. All right, I want to do shout outs here.
Do it.
He's going to come back because we have something that's been sitting here for a while we've got to share with you. And we kept forgetting, and then there was kind of this break. So I'm going to go my very first shout out on Facebook. It's Beverly. Beverly, hi everyone. She goes, I'm in sunny Florida. Patty's here from Dubois, Iowa. I said it right? D-U-B-U-Q-U-E. Dubuque. Got it. I got it. See, it's been too long, Patty. I have not had you. We haven't been on, so I forgot how to say it. Anyway, she is a longtime crafting cutie. Joy is a very long-time crafting cutie, almost from, I think, the very beginning almost. So Joy, welcome back. We love you. Joy's also an avid poster. In fact, Joy, we're going to feature one of your items from our Facebook page tonight. She says, hi from Riverdale, New York. We have June joining us. We have Sandy here from Cloudy, Tennessee. Beth from Wisconsin. Linda's from South Dakota. Brenda Kay is in the house. She's been with us for a long time as well. She said, hi, this crafting cutie is watching from Kentucky. We have Jennifer joining us from Tennessee. So excited for tonight. Thanks, Jennifer. I am too. Adam says hello. Adam's actually been with us for a really long time. So Adam's another one of our very long time watchers. Julie, hi everyone from Lincoln, Nebraska. Hello. Crystal's here. Good evening, everyone watching from Virginia. Angela's joining us from Parma, Ohio. I do know where Parma, Ohio is, actually. Antonia's back in town. She's been on with us for a really long time, maybe from the beginning, very close. Very close. She goes, hey, Suzanne, nice to see you. And to you, I'm glad you're here. We have Carol joining us. She says, hi, Suzanne DeWitt from Plantation, Florida. Yeah, a lot of you have been with us for a while, so thank you for being here tonight as well. We have Myrna. She's been around with us for a while. From Orlando. Jane from Ohio is in the house. Go Bucks, O-H-I-O. Hi, Suzanne. We have Maria joining us. Hello, Suzanne, and everyone from Illinois. Well, hello. We have Adam said, I really missed you so very much. I was really dreaming and eager to see you again. Okay, well, hopefully, I'm glad you were dreaming about me. Maybe, I'm not sure. But I'm glad you're here, Adam. Adam's been watching for a really long time. Gail is joining us. Hi, welcome back from Lumberton, North Carolina. I do know where Lumberton is. I used to live in Fayetteville. Patty, welcome back, Suzanne. Thanks, Patty. Joyce says, hey, Suzanne and Crafting Cuties. Oh, this is Joyce from Florida. Hi, Joyce. Angela's joining us from Oklahoma. We have Julie. She says, hi, Crafting Cuties. Joyce says, hi, Lauren. So happy we can all be here tonight. Yeah, Lauren's from our social team. She's actually womaning the back end of our social media. She'll be popping up item numbers. And if you hit that link, if you're on Facebook, the link is right there at the bottom of the little thing. It says HSN, good evening, yada, yada. And if you're on YouTube, the link to shop is at the top. But please write the item numbers down. That's going to help you out, I think, this week to make sure you write the item numbers down. Carla's from Texas. Hello. Vanessa says hello from Philly. I've missed these shows. So happy to hear you're moving to my area. Yeah, moving back to Philly. I love it up there. I really do. I'll have to be honest, I'm not looking forward to the winters again. so that's my way. I mean, the falls are as magical as you can imagine. So I love fall. That's my favorite time of year. So I am happy to have fall again, but being in Florida for 20 years is a little tough to go back. All right, over on Facebook, Debbie Murray says hello, everybody. Susan Bates joining us from Indiana. Kitty Williams. What a great name. I need my name to be Kitty Williams. Oh, hello from Tennessee. Do you like cats? What if your name was Kitty, but you hated cats? That would be funny. We have Deb Murphy joining us, watching you from the beginning. Oh, Debbie, you've been around for a long time. Darlene Johnson's joining us from Connecticut. All right, I make sure I want to get to everybody as fast as I can. Joy said you are looking extra gorgeous tonight. Oh, thank you, Joy. And I was up till 2 a.m. Oh, just a little shout out. Do you know if the Today's Special is still around? Okay. It's extra virgin olive oil from Thea. Thea extra virgin olive oil.
It is, but they're saying, shop soon.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So side note, sorry. She just mentioned how I looked. And I was saying, well, thank you, because I was up till 2 a.m. working. So I kicked off this morning the Today's Special, and I bought it. It's these two 25-ounce jars of this Thea extra virgin olive oil from Greece. I have never tasted anything better in my life. That's why I ordered it. It is, I'm talking out of this world. So if you can still get in on the Today's Special, there is free shipping on it. And they're big, big old bottles, right? Oh, have you ever had it?
No.
I have never had it until when I tried it last night on the air. I had never sold it before, right? It's been on for 5 years, but they can only make so little that it's only on a smattering of times, right? And I had never tasted it. And I love olive oil, like Greek olive oil. It's the best I've ever had. So anyway, side note for the day special, buy some of that before you go to bed. All right, so Jennifer says, please, 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 HSN, keep this show. We love it. Oh, thank you. You know what? I am communicating with the powers that be right now. So fingers crossed, we'll see what's going to happen. I will tell you, there's a lot of really positive, great changes. And so I'm hoping that, because we have so many of you who follow us in our Facebook group and so many of you watch every week, I'm hoping it works. So we'll see. We'll find out. I'm praying for it. All right. So anyway, Angela says, can't get the video. Angela, I can't help. You might want to go out, Angela, and come back in again. That might get you cleared up. Bianca says, love the show, have missed it. Thank you. Kimberly says, hi, Suzanne and crew and crafters from Walla Walla, Washington. She didn't have to put Washington. I know. She's been around for a while, too. Shirley, finally found you. Well, I'm glad you found us. Joining us from Virginia. Lori, good evening, Crafting Cuties from Robert Lee, Texas. Lori's been around for a while, too. You know, I remember, usually if you have an interesting name or you live in an interesting place, that always rings a bell with me. So that's why I know Robert Lee. Paula says, so glad to see you, Arizona here. I love it. Arizona's in the house. Lolita says, when is the next craft event? It is coming up April. Hold on. Hold on. This is literally my schedule from work. I don't even have an electronic. Wait, April. I know. Wait, hold on. Wait, stand by. I'm a full service HSN host here. April. Wait, or is it May?
May 13th.
Is it really May 13th? Did somebody else know? You guys probably know faster than I can. I even look on. Is it May 13th?
Yeah.
For sure? Okay, good. May 13th. Oh, and it's a double today special at midnight. I do know. Really cool. I'll even give you more. We're going to do a Janome sewing machine / computerized / I don't know all the details yet, but it's Janome, so I know it's sewing. And Crafter's Companion today special. So we will have a double today's special. We've never done that in crafting. Okay, I gotta go. I'm getting the finger, you guys. We know what that means. It's this finger, not the other one. It means wrap it up. All right, guys, so hi, everybody. Let's jump in. I like cats. Kitty Williams does. She likes cats. Good, thank God. All right, so we talked about everybody mark your calendar for the next several Tuesdays through May 13th. Please mark your calendar and join us. Now, let's talk about you, because you're the most important things here. We have a Facebook group called HSN Gets Crafty with Suzanne. We are very close to getting to 30,000 members. It'd be amazing if we could hit it. But we're like 29.3 or something like that. Anyway, I go through and I pick some of my favorites that I see, and we love it because it's a really neat way to see what you're making and to share your creativity. Everybody's so welcoming and helpful. If you're new and you got questions, people love questions. They'll help you and answer them on anything to do with crafting. Anyway, the first card I picked, this is from Betty. Betty, she's another Mother's Day card. I just picked this because I thought it was absolutely drop dead gorgeous. I love the layers. Look at the fussy cutting she did on that top daisy flower. That means she, I believe, took a flower out of a sheet of printed paper. You fussy cut it, so you cut it all out. It looks like she did multiple layers. However she did it, I thought it was amazing. I love the tones of the colors. I love the inking technique. The tearing is one of my favorites. It just was a beautiful card, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Then Miss Joy. Joy has been, and she is a very, very, probably one of the most active members of our Facebook group. And oh, thank you, DeWitt. That's such a pretty one. And she does very eclectic designs. They're beautiful and they're so in depth. But Joy, we're showing 3 of your beautiful designs tonight. So really talk about something that's just so powerful. Can you imagine getting a card from Joy? It'd be like, oh my God. I know, right? It'd be like, oh wow. Then we have Karen. And I like this too because a lot of times we get kind of stuck on what to do for the guys. I think we're so focused in flowers and butterflies and pretty little birds and stuff. And we're like, oh, you got a bunch of guys to do. And I thought this was a really awesome use of dimensionality and of paper. By the way, Joyce used Anna Griffin and she used some cardstock from Crafter's Companion. And Karen used, this is all from Hunky Dory Crafts. And we do have a lot lot of crafts on hsn.com. I think if she would have shot that sideways, that thing goes back.
Yes.
It goes back 3 layers. So it sort of pops out at you when you're looking. It's not one flat dimensional piece. Isn't that cool? All right, so thank you, Karen, Joy, and Betty, and all of you who post so regularly on our Facebook page. If you're not a member, please do. I go in and love a like a lot. I don't get a lot of time to actually make a whole lot of comments, but I love and like all the time. I get on there and I'm just like, oh, that's great. So anyway, please check it out. Now, DeWitt, if you will join me. I have been remiss because, well, first off, our mail service here at HSN is not necessarily the best. And one of the most talented, wouldn't you say, crafters that we have on our Facebook group is Stefan Nye.
Yep.
We love him. And Stefan, usually he's with us. I say I'm sorry because he sent us Christmas cards. And we finally got them.
Hey, it's nice getting a Christmas card in April.
It is, right? We needed it. I think we needed it, okay? We really needed it. So here we go. We're opening. Oh, we should go to the overhead shot.
We'll go to the overhead shot.
I'll hold yours. You want to switch it? I won't open mine until DeWitt gets it back. Because he makes the most gorgeous things. And he does this amazing stained glass work. All right, so here we go. You gonna get in here with me? Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll slide him open. There's the back. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, isn't that cute? He's got his little logo turn. Oh, he did a tennis card for me. Oh, this is a keeper. Isn't that cool, Suzanne? Serving us best wishes for Merry Christmas and sending you volleys of joy and aces of success for the new year. Thanks for all you do for the crafting cuties. With love, Stefan.
So I've got grateful for all the inspiration and crafting stories you bring to life. Wishing you a holiday season filled with love, joy, and cherished memories.
Oh my God. Wait, let's show yours. Oh, isn't that beautiful, you guys? And he does this. And isn't that beautiful? And then he adds a couple embellishments. Oh my God, I love this tennis card. Stefan, that is a keeper for the rest of my life. Isn't that great? So anyway, and he's also is very much a regular poster. So thank you. I'm sorry. I'm putting it in my bag. I'm taking it home. I'm so sorry it took us so long to get that one. All right, so let's jump into our Technique Tuesday. All right, I'm going to give you the item number first. If you want to look it up and get started, you can. And when we sold this on the air, of course, I flipped my noodle and I was like, I have to have this because my brain on the air always sees the possibilities of what I'm selling. Like, yeah, it does that, but it could probably do this, this, and this, and this. And when my brain really gets going, then I know I got to buy it. So here's the item number for it. It's 901140. It's from Anna Griffin. It's called the Clever Sliding Card Die Set. And it's a set of 6 dies. Now, we have it on sale, $54.95, and we have 3 flex pays on it right now of $18.32. Let me show you the essence of it, although this is in the I realized I could make a horizontal version. So if we can go to the extreme close-up or can we go to the extreme? Do you have that one set up? Let me get it out here. Okay. So what happens is you're going to be able to do this. All right. So here is something pretty, and then it slides. Oh, I know. Isn't that cool? Isn't that great? And then it slides. So when I was selling it on the air, I'm like, okay, that is so cool. And again, my brain went crazy, and I thought, I've got to have this kit. So I bought it. All right. Thank you. Do it. Thank you. Okay. So I bought it. So what I'm going to do tonight is, I think at first glance it could be really intimidating because it is. It's like, oh, that's going to be like kind of crazy. So I'm going to go through, and I did a lot of experimenting with it, which is I'm going to save you a lot of time and trouble with all the experimenting I did when I started playing with it, and then hopefully I'll inspire you with a bunch of ideas. I'm also going to give you item numbers for cardstock, papers, some other ideas we'll have, and we'll sprinkle those in while you see me work with this. So, all right, so to start with, I had to figure out how this works. So I'm hoping this is a tutorial. If you got that kit, let me know if you got it. I'd love to know that, okay, guys? So please post if you bought it. But if you bought it and you haven't opened it up, watch. Or you opened it up and you're still like, what the heck? Keep watching because I'm going to walk you through it. So this is the main plate that actually is going to make the outside of the card, basically. Now, what happens is when you see these next two, I want you to note there's one that looks like this and does not have that on there. It just looks like that. That's one of the dies, right? And then there's this other die that looks like this, okay? Part of the thing I realized right off the bat was I had to figure out what was the front and what was the back. And so here's how you know. This is facing down, so it's going to cut through the paper. I marked front and point down, and I would recommend you do the same thing because you want this big box to be down here. It's how the mechanism's going to work, and it just saves you a ton of trouble. Back, this big part you see down here is actually up here. So now I know when I go to build this, and you'll see me build it. Now I also did it in 2 colors so you guys can follow along with me on how the process works. So this is going to be the outside of my card. I'm going to run this through, and tonight I'm using a Sizzix. At home, I use my Crafter's Companion. Sorry, I have to step up and do this. I use my Crafter's Companion. I've got the big guy, which I love. This is hand cranky, good old Sizzix. Gotta love it. They actually have an electronic one too. But we're going to run through this first piece. So, this is these are brand new plates. So I got, oh, they're getting warmed up. Okay, that's good. We do run on it. You know, when you got to break in new plates. All right, so that's the first pass. And what this does, it's going to make the outside of the card. And again, I'm going to walk you through it. And then I'm going to share some ideas. Okay, now, this is very interesting. When this pops out, watch what happens. And I've got washi tape to keep these things straight on here. So what this does, it actually cuts out the base for you. Plus, it cuts out this little rectangle, and this can come in handy, so keep that little rectangle. And then what it also does, can you guys see it? Yeah, you can see it right there. It gives you all the scoring marks you need to be able to make this thing. So that's the outside of the base. Now I'm going to cut the 2 pieces. Remember, I've got front and I have back. And like I said, I used a Sharpie. I highly recommend you do this step, because once you do, it all makes sense really easy, and then you can really start, pardon the pun, start cranking these out. All right, well, you know, got to throw in a few corny jokes. All right, so these I'm going to lay down on my big plate here. Now, I will tell you, you cannot use a marquee for this. You need oh, and I forgot to show you the extra pieces, but I'll show those in just a second. You cannot use the marquee. It's not wide enough. The 2 front and back pieces will fit in like the smaller Sizzix, but the bigger piece, the card, the main part of the card, you need to have, I have my Gemini too, the big, my Gemini, whatever one has the newest Gemini, the big guy. You can use that. If you have Anna's Empress, the regular one, not the small one, it's going to go through that too. So you do need to have it. Also, what's nice about having a bigger one is you can run this through at the same time. That's kind of nice, as opposed to having to do multiple steps. Let's see how we do on this one. Come on, baby. This also is an advertisement for buying an electronic cutting and embossing machine, either the Empress or Crafter's Companions Gemini.
You don't like your arm workout?
Oh. This one's a bit tougher to get. Don't worry about the cracking. That other one through so easy. Okay, and again, you'll not have this problem if you're using electronic machine. And I know you guys are thinking I have too many layers. I do not, because I tested it without all the layers, and it wouldn't cut. So I had to go with this layering system. Hello, darling. You go ahead and get it. That's fine. All right, so here we go. I have now, let me explain something. If you're brand new to crafting, when you hear the cracking, it's okay. That is actually what happens with brand new plates. They just crack. I've had so many people, and it's true. My first time I was working with plates and it cracked, I thought, I have broken my system. No, typically they crack. If it's way too hard to get it through, then you do have your layers done incorrectly. And layers are all of these plates and this thing and this thing. And you got to remember, let's say I'm using my Gemini, but it's an Anna Griffin product. You might have to fiddle with the layers. Although through the Gemini, with the regular layering system, it worked perfect, flawlessly. And obviously with her Empress, it's going to work really well too. So don't fear the cracking. It does it. When you first hear it, you think, oh my God, I just got this machine and I just ruined it. All right. So now let's show you. Let me get rid of this. All right, so here we go. Now, everybody with me? We're good? Sorry, I haven't read any comments, but I'll get back to those in a moment. All right, so let's peel these off and see what we got. Now, again, I'm using the 2 different pieces of paper, color, so you can follow along on what I'm doing, okay? Because it'll make a lot of sense. All right, so there it is. And you got to remember, this is the back, okay? And I did it in that color. And again, this is just for instructional purposes. You'll see a lot of different ideas here in just a second. And then this part is going to be my front. All right, so there's front, there's back. Now, this is what's kind of cool. Because I know of the front and back, this is my front piece that's going to go on top of my back piece, right? Ha-ha! That's why it's so important to mark that down, because then what you do is you're just going to, it's really honest to God simple. You're just going to insert this little front piece right here. Can we go to the extreme close-up? That'd be easier to see. All right, let me show you this better. Okay, see how this goes this way? Okay, right? And then if you notice, the front piece goes this way. See, so they're meant to go right down in there. Can you see what I'm doing? Let me know if I'm not holding it right.
That's great.
So what you do is you're going to pop, you just slide these in. Slide, 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 and slide. Now, believe it or not, that is the basic mechanism. Isn't that crazy? So what I do is you line them up kind of like this. And now, let me get rid of this plate. Now my basic mechanism is there for the slide. Now watch. If I'm doing this right, let me see if I can hold it. Oh, come on, guys. Oh, I got to do that. Okay. Watch. Can you see? My head's not in the way, right? Did you guys get it? Isn't that cool? See, so now this will all get hidden in just a second. But that's how I tested it. And so what I did when I got it at home, I on purpose did 2 really different colored papers so I could get this through my head. You guys don't have to do this now. I figured it out for you. So I want to make sure, is everybody following along? Are you watching it too? Does anybody have any questions?
No, a lot of people have bought it. Some still have it in the box. So
do they really?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, so once again, just because this is crucial to understand because it makes it so easy. So I'll take it apart. And this is the essence of the whole thing. Well, I'll show you some folding and I'll show you a technique with a little trick for that. So where we go. There's front, there's back. And I recommend do this yourself for the first time. Get, so and also we'll talk about cardstock and paper in just a second, but get something that's got a little oomph to it, right? And do this and do exactly how I showed you. That's the back. So it goes in the back and then you just go pop. If you know this little part, and I will say the instructions, we're okay. I'm not good with written instructions. So I'm the kind of person who kind of needs to see it, like done. There you go. And then you just test it like this. And you go, okay, got the slidey. All right, guys? So there you go. That's the first 2 piece. All right, let's put this aside. Now, we're going to grab the main piece right here. And I need where is standby? Tell me I didn't, I know I packed it. I always pack up so much stuff, and of course, where is it? All right, hang on, everybody. I gotta get something to fold. Do I have a bone folder back here? Bone folder. With every tool you think I have in the world back here, you think I'd have it. Oh, well, that'll work. I don't have any idea what this is, but sticky thumbs. Okay, we're going to use it. All right, so now if we go back to the overhead, this is going to be the basis of the card right here. And what you do is your fold marks are in here, and you do want to make sure you follow the fold marks. And then I'm just going to use this little guy. Now, I will tell you, make sure, this is key, make sure you really get this folded down. You want it to be nice and tight because the way the mechanism is going to work when you see me insert it, this is going to make a big deal, a big, big difference, okay? So make sure you really get that folded. Now, there's only 2 more folds. There's this little guy in the bottom that you fold up, and then there's going to be this little guy on the side that you fold up, and they sort of meet each other there on this corner. If we can go to the extreme close-up, I'll show you that. These are those little details because a lot of times you get these kits, you open up and you're like, what the heck here? So they sort of meet like a little mitered corner right there, okay? Now again, make sure you get a bone folding tool or something. Don't just use your finger and hope it's going to be flat. You definitely want these to be nice and folded in when you get this design together. So this is going to make the outside of the card itself, okay? Now, here's the next point. What you're going to do, now watch this part, is I'm going to reopen these folds, okay? And I'm going to put this in here. Now, again, remember, this is front, this is back. So you're basically just setting inside here, right? What's going to happen is, and I'm going to go ahead and fold it up like this before I stick it fully down so you guys can get an idea. When you fold this down and it sticks, now there is a die that's going to make a little pull tab too. But if you want to test it, again, I like to hold both sides, fold it kind of down, and then I'm just going to pull. Now, there'll be a reason why you don't want that purple to move around. Well, I'll show you in just a second. But you're going to see, okay, see, I'm kind of testing it, going, all right, so there we are, it's kind of working. Now, here's what's really interesting, is on this, you want the bottom part to always be able to slide, but you don't want the top part to slide at all. So what I did is watch what happens. And again, this is why you want to make sure. By the way, this is probably my favorite adhesive in the whole wide world. It's Tombow, and this is the dot adhesive. I don't know why, I just love this stuff. I love it. I love the dot adhesive. I like it rather than regular straight adhesive because I think it works great. Now watch where I'm going to put this, because you got to remember this bottom piece has got to continue to slide, but you don't want the top piece to slide at all. By the way, we do have the Tombow in stock. I think we're going to pop an item number for it. Now here you can be pretty generous with the tape. Notice I'm doing it all on the outside because I don't want to get into the sliding part at all, but it's a-okay to do it out here. And I'm going to even do a little bit to the top because this purple piece does not move. It's actually the bottom piece that moves. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to take this and insert it in here. Now, let me do one thing real quick. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm turning it there. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive right here on the inside here and right here on the inside here, okay? No, I'm sorry, I'm going to put it on the outside. So I'm going to do this. And the reason I'm doing it is that bottom piece has to continue to be available to slide around. So remember, this doesn't, we don't want any tape right there, but I am going to put it along here. Now, another thing I recommend when you go to do this part is you might want to use, there's some red tape that's out there. It's kind of like a super strong tape. I didn't have any. I find you definitely want this to be nice and stuck down because it helps with the sliding mechanism. So I've got tape on the purple front, not in the center section, and tape out here, okay? I'm going to take this over, and then I'm going to take it, and because the dies are so beautiful, they're going to just all slide in together. Now, if I've done this correctly, which I think I have, pretty sure, what'll happen is this should slide freely up and down. It worked perfect. Isn't that cool, you guys? Like, doop. Oh, okay, let me slide it back down again. All right, tucks away, you slide it up, there's something, you slide it down. All right, yay! I'm just so proud of myself, right? Like, you know, what the hell. All right, so let's see. Make sure if anybody's got any comments. Hello, crafters. Oh, there's so many people here tonight. Welcome, everybody. Stunning cards, gorgeous. Stefan, oh, great cards from Stefan, yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I have electronic, but will now use my mini crank. My shoulder can't take all the cranking now. Yeah, I agree. I don't even want to crank anymore. Debbie says, I did an incorrect sandwich with the newest Gemini and an embossing folder shot out the backside of the machine with such force it broke in half. Dag, I was glad I wasn't standing in its path. Now I double check what I'm doing. Oh yeah, well, yeah, I mean, you know, typically what I find with the electronic machines is if you have it the wrong sandwich, it just won't go through the front. But you must have had it sandwiched so hard that when the pressure hit, the one piece slid back. So I'm glad you're okay, okay? Let's see. The back, so the back is of the die looks zigzag. Well, yeah, here, I'll open this one for you. It kind of does, but I'll tell you, it does, but it starts up. But you definitely just do that front back thing I did. It'll keep things really, really much straighter for you. Once I figured it out, I was like, okay, now I got it. Okay, so there it is. Somebody gets the card and it says whatever, and then it goes, oh, wow, look at that. Now, this little piece is actually a tab. And again, I'd run it through, I mean, I could run it through anything at this point, but what happens, it makes a really pretty tab, and you're gonna stick that on the back piece, and that's it's gonna indicate, oh, you pull it out like that. So it'll stick out here just slightly, although it does still fit in a standard envelope, which is really, really cool, but it does give you the idea of, oh, I'm supposed to pull this. It's pretty obvious. So there we go, that's the first, oh, by the way, hi, Linda Miller. She's a first-timer listener from Toronto, Canada. Well, welcome, I'm glad you joined us. All right, so there we go. So we showed you the basics. Now, does anybody have any questions, or are you confused at all? So you can pull the tabs. So you can pull the tab on after you glue the main pieces together. Yeah, that's the key to this. So just so I'll review, Wilma, I want to go back that over, or Vanessa. Well, I taped that one good. Let's do my spare one. Okay. So what happens is this is, I've already got, you can see I've already taped this one up already, so it's definitely on there. This is always the one that you want to be loose. That's why these little tabs, you saw me tape this first, lay it all down, and then you put these tabs over it. And remember, your sticky's inside this tab right here, okay? This thing's got to slide inside and out. That's got to slide freely. So it's almost making like a little pocket for it, really, is what it's doing. And then, of course, you're going to go, this might be a little screwed up, but you're going to go, part of my thing just came undone back here, but it's fine. It does that. All right, I really hope that makes sense to you guys, because that's it. I mean, that's it when it comes to figuring out the mechanism. How cool is that, right? But when you get it at home, it is confusing. I thought it was very confusing, actually. So again, I'd recommend marking your things. Now, let's talk about ideas. So this is the reason I bought it, was because, and these I've really kind of beat up, so I got to kind of jiggle with them a little bit because I've had a lot of fun with this. But these were all my experimental ones. So this one, and again, I did all the work for you guys. This one says keep calm. So what I do is when you cut out your bases, I stamped beforehand. If you want to do anything on the slidey mechanism, stamp beforehand, okay? And we're going to go through papers and a lot of ideas, but this one says keep calm and hopefully it'll still work. There we go. Shop on. So I got to tell you, with the stamping thing, that was an aha moment. Now I'm going to show you another tip on how to stamp. All right, here we go. Now let's look at this again. We've got our front and back. The action of these things are going to happen within these windows. And this is my back piece, this is my front piece. So this is what you're going to see on the front, and then when it slides, that's going to be your back. When you go to position your stamps, you've got to remember that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually take this one completely apart for you guys so you can see it. This one's very well stuck on, so hopefully it'll come out. All right, so when I got my piece of paper, here's my tip. Oh, you know what? I'll just grab another piece of paper. I'll do it this way. Okay, so remember, I'm going to set up my paper, and this is going to be my front one. So here's what I did. You take it, you put it on. Am I in the shot okay? Yep. I look down so much, I don't look up. Okay, now what I did, and again, of course I forgot to bring it, but get a pencil with an eraser. Do you know one time I had to do this project with a pencil and an eraser, and I honest to God didn't have a pencil at home, because you want to be able to erase the marks. For our purposes, I'm going to use a marker, but don't, because you want to get rid of them. So what I did, I know this is going to be my front of my design, so whatever stamp. With a pencil, I just made little dots and little lines like this that are erasable. So I now know where the image is going to be. I'm going to take my stamp, and when you work with your stamps, you're just going to say what fits in that box. So my first stamp's going to say Wild at Heart. This is actually part of a Crafter's Companion set that was so much fun. It's one of those things, I was walking down the hall in this studio and I saw it and I was like, I didn't even look at the whole table. It was one of her mega sets. It was so fun, and I'm going to use some of the paper from it a little bit later. So I'm going to ink this up. And remember, all I'm aiming for is to get my artwork in that square, which should be a pencil, and then I can erase it later. So right in the middle, because I know when this thing appears, then I'm going to have it, right? So I would do a better job at stamping that, but you know, it's demonstration purposes only. So now, when I go through the machine, and I've erased those little marks, you can see that is going to be right smack in the center of the first one. All right? Now let's do the second one. So this one, again, I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to mark where the box appears with a pencil. I have such great intentions when I prep for this, like, oh, I'll put a pencil in my bag and remember it. I'm going to get my next stamp, and I'm going to say, I'm wild about you. Why not? And again, we're going to, and it's kind of fun because you can take, this is what I found really cool, guys. I have so many stamps. I mean, more stamps than you can imagine. And boy, and so all you do is grab all those stamps and just see what fits in the dimensions, for gosh sakes. That's all you have to do. So now, again, I'm going to center this. I know where that box is going to land. I'm going to center it, lift up, and again, I double stamp that because this is textured paper or textured cardstock. But at this point, I take my back, I replace it, and now, When I run it through, it's going to cut it out like this. This is the front of this one. No, I'm sorry. This is the front of this one, right? And then this is the back. So you see how I had to position these. When I take these off, this is much lower than this one. See how this one's up here and this one's down there. Isn't that cool? Okay, isn't that cool?
It is.
All right, Melanie says, thank you so much. Now I think I can actually figure it out. Now I want to play. Yes. Cindy said, good tips. I stamped the back piece upside down the first time. I marked the dies with a marker so I know which end is up and down. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying, Cindy. Yes, great tip. Do this, you guys. It'll keep you straight and sane. It makes it really, honestly easy when you do this. And then also when you go to layer the two onto each other, when you know that this one's your front and this one's your back, even that layering process becomes really, really simple, like I showed you on this original one we did. Once you mark it, you'll know, okay, layer one on the other. And then when you put the layers down, when you go to tape everything, even that makes more sense. Okay, so there it is. That's stamping. And again, you can see this is higher than this. It's absolutely supposed to be that way because when the card comes together, this is going to slide this way and reveal I'm wild about you. Okay, yay. Trust me, you guys, you were so funny. I can't tell you how many versions of this I did before I figured all this out. Like, it was a lot, okay? But it was fun. It was worth doing. All right, now, this is another one. And when I was looking at it, I was like, oh my goodness, you could do so much with this. Why is everything being this way? Oh, let's do a horizontal one. And this, you can see, I actually made the tab. That's the tab that this is going to make, okay? Now, I will tell you, when I did it, this is going to be embossed on here. It's not going to be open work like you can see. It's going to be embossed. I didn't have my sandwich tight enough to get the embossing out of it, but so that's how it turned out, which is fine. So all I did, instead of doing a card this way, I took 2 pieces of printed paper. I stamped on each one using the exact same method. I just am now doing it this way, right? That's all I'm doing. And this is how it came out. So I stamped on the first piece, one sentiment. And then when you slide it, I stamped on the second piece. So certainly you think about doing cards this way. Do you like it, DeWitt?
I love the printed paper too.
I know, isn't that fun? Well, I got more ideas. Stay with me because I got more. All right, so that's that idea. Now, another idea. This one was kind of fun. All right, so I thought about how, let's go back to our front one. The front ones are laid out. See the rectangles? And I thought, and we have them. We have a ton of stamps that lay out like this. So this one I cut out first, and then I took my elongated stamps and I just made them on the little rectangles. So I stamped that after I cut them out. Because how many of us have a ton of these kind of long little words, right? Whatever can fit in there can fit in there. And if I was going to do a full stamp, it wasn't going to work right, but I thought it was so much fun, it just worked on the little pieces in there. See that? All right, now this one, once again, when they open it up, ta-da, it then says happy birthday. Now that one I did as 2 stamps. I stamped the first part all in once and this. But I really thought it was kind of fun to play with the rectangles in that first stamp and stamp 3 different times after I cut it out. So again, it's your day, make a wish, and then happy birthday. All right, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to give you some advice on cardstock and paper. If you just come to me for 1 second. I have found the slidier it is of the paper, the better it is. I recommend.
Is that a technical term?
It is technical. Okay, so I'll give you an example. This is one, and remember, I'm doing all the experimenting for us. And I thought, oh my God, I have the cutest paper. And it was a Halloween paper. And I want you to see the front of this. This was a green cardstock. And I have the cutest paper, exact same color. And I thought, wouldn't it be magical if the solid, because you know how we'll have pieces of paper that have print on one side and then the solid color on the other, and how fun that would be. So it almost looks like the pumpkins came on top of it. Does that make sense? But the problem is, when I started working with the paper, this is very thin paper, I could get it to do it once, so there's the idea, right? But I'll be honest with you, didn't work well at all. I kept thinking, well, if someone gets it home, they'll want to go like this a couple times, and it totally falls apart. So the concept's kind of there. I do not recommend using thin paper. I would go with basically a nice weight more towards a cardstock to a cardstock, because it was a cute idea. And some of my better 12 by 12 papers is thicker, so that you can see I can't even slide it back down. And I thought, man, the recipient's not going to have any fun with that because they're going to want to do it a few times because that's the magic of it. So there you go. I've saved you a lot of trouble. Do not use flimsy, bad paper. That's my tip on that one. Use more of a medium to heavier weight cardstock. And again, you want to play with it a little bit to get the perfect kind of look. All right. Now, this was interesting. What if you use too much cardstock or too thick, right? I wrote myself a note. Thick paper, make sure folds are really flat. That's I know it might, to tell you. That was really crucial too, because this one's a really pretty paper. I love this one. Isn't that gorgeous? And then I went like this. When you go to pull it, it's fine, right? So it works, cool. Like the magic of this blows me away. Look how fun this is, right? But when I was mechanically trying to get it to slide, this is all of this is pretty heavy weight. When you go to fold, that's why I was saying, make sure all of your folding is nice and tight. And the way you stick it on there is nice and smooth and tight because it keeps that bottom page down nice and thin or nice and flat so that it will move back and forth easily. I learned because I did not fold this. I was trying to just finger fold it. I was being lazy. And then it wasn't, the mechanics weren't working. So I did learn that when you go to do this, and this one's sticking a little bit, make sure you really get those folds down good and tight, like really nice and flat, if you're using super, super heavyweight cardstock. Okay, that's that idea. Now, let's move on. How am I doing on time?
15 minutes.
Oh, I have? Oh, good. Okay. All right, so now, how much paper do you all own? I own about, yeah, I have gazillions of pages. Agnes says, it was a hard one initially. I used a Sharpie too. I can't wait to try the stamp. I want to use a photo. Yes, that's the one thing I couldn't get done. I totally want to use 2 photos. And I also wanted to print things out on my printer on a good white cardstock and play with that concept too. But when I was I use Canva as my design if I'm going to design something, and it's going to take me more time than I had. But what I started to do was I started measuring these out, and I made an outside rectangle and an inside rectangle. But I didn't have time to figure out how much space was here, here, and here to place the rectangle online. If you take your time and figure that out, then the ideas are unlimited. But I thought with stamps. But I'm going to give you, Agnes, another one that I don't think you thought of yet in just a minute. So stay with me. Cindy said, I used a thin paper that had an image I liked, but glued it to another piece of cardstock, and then photo, question mark. Okay, Cindy, I thought about that. I'm glad it worked for you. I was concerned with playing with that mechanism if there was any raised edge that it would not slide back and forth easily.
Glue it flat.
Well, super flat, but I was concerned. I didn't even try that because I was really afraid that little mechanism has to be like, I found that it worked. I have not tried sticking something on top of it like that. Certainly play with it and give it a shot. I mean, why not? Certainly just give it a shot because if it worked for you, great. I just felt like, man, if there was anything at all that was a little teeny raised, would it get stuck on the little slit marks? So I have not tried it because I didn't do it. All right, so let's look at this page. This is really, really fun. So this is a piece of paper I have. And again, when you start looking at your paper, you can just do so much. Again, front, back, really simple. The cool thing is look for the most interesting part or where a stamp or something can hold. So wouldn't that be pretty right there? Seeing a little bit of the gold, put a stamp right there in the center. And then what I was going to do for the back, so you could really see the message, was just to use plain blue. And that's what it would look like when it's folded out. So how pretty is that combination together? So have fun, kind of play with it and position it where it's going to look best on the paper. Isn't that neat? Because this really is your window to play with. All right, then here's another one. This one I think I might do right now completely, start to finish. And then I do have some a couple more ideas I'm going to share with you. So keep me on time, if you will, DeWitt. I might not have time to do this, but let's try. All right, so first up. Again, this is going to be the back of my card. By the way, this is from the Wild, it's like the Wild and Something collection from Crafter's Companion. It's probably one of my favorite kits of all time. It's so girly and it's all crazy fun stuff. All right, so this is going to be my envelope. You all saw that, right? Let me get my sandwich together. Sorry, I'm stepping out to do this because I moved my machine out of the way. So I'm put the sandwich through. Again, really vote for those electronic machines now. I haven't done the old school in a while. It does give you a little workout though. That's kind of good, right? All right, so that's the first one. Pop it through. It gets looser as you keep doing it, but still, when it's fresh out of the box, you got to have at it. Okay, that's my back. And you see, now this is going to come together pretty fast, actually, once you get the hang of it. All right, now this is interesting because I thought, what am I going to do? And here's my next tip. You ready? How many of you have rub-ons? These are from Diamond Press. They're rub-ons that I have. And I kept thinking, how can I do and use stuff in a different way that's not going to give me a lot of layers to bulk it up, right? And rub-ons. How many of us have a ton of rub-ons? These are Anna Griffin's rub-ons. How many of you have a ton of these florals? How much fun would that be to really play with this and just do great rub-ons? Also, if you have two pictures that are printed out already, let's say on glossy paper, let's say it's two pictures. All you do is you're always going to take the bottom of this and find in the picture. So if you want your kid's face or the baby's face right there, that's your first picture. You have another printout. You just have to make sure the face is going to fit there. Again, you find here's the baby. He's now a teenager in the picture, and it's right there on the let's say 8 by 10 picture or whatever. So just use these as your guide of where you want stuff placed. Now, here's what I did. Can you see that right there? That's two rub-ons, and it says hi. So that's going to be my front on this side. Okay. And then, and I'm going to cut this. Because I've got a surprise on the other side. So stand by. I'm going to back to the machine again. I'm really getting the workout tonight there, DeWitt. I'm going to go halfway through it in this one, though. Oh, come on. Oh, there, it's loosening up a little bit. Okay, getting a little easier. Okay. Okay. That is, now that's what's happened. See, that's now all loosey-goosey, right? Now, remember I was talking about paper having the matching piece, right? So I put hi with a rub-on on the back side. Isn't that fun? And again, remember this is back and it's facing up. And see how I have the high position. In fact, I'm going to move it up just a little bit higher. So that's kind of the nice thing about this, just following the centering on here, is I want that higher, right? Smack in the middle for my purposes. Let me cut out the excess here. Run it through one more time. And I hope you all order this, because honest to goodness, once you start playing with it, you just go, oh my gosh, I can do this, and then I think of this, and I got this other thing I can do. It's just mind-boggling. It's such a cool, cool kit. Okay, so that's your second. I can't believe I'm still on the camera way up there in the front of this table in our teeny little studio. All right, so here's the back. Now watch, because now we've figured out the front and the back and the top and the bottom, right? So I know the front's got to go up here. There we go. And again, there we go. Now, we're going to just slide it down those little slits. This is how easy this becomes, guys. It becomes extremely intuitive. As long as you know what's front and what's back. That's all you have to remember. So, I like to test. So I kind of lay it down and I gently hold the end here. And then I just kind of make sure it works, right? Before I go glue it all down. So you honest to goodness, once you figure this one out, you'll start literally cranking out the ideas. And now wait, I do need to show you something else, and I'll get to that. Again, if you can, DeWitt, just make sure you keep me on time, because I got a few more things I have to show. I told you I always have so many different ideas, right? Is everybody okay online? Everybody good? I don't get time to read when I'm actually teaching. Thanks. I enjoyed missing you all. Oh, thanks, Linda. That's nice. I can fold and read. All right, now let's go through the gluing again, everybody. So remember, this top piece you can secure actually quite well because it's going to stay put. So I'm going to go up here, and you want to too. You want this to really stay in place, especially this top piece, because again, it helps the whole thing on the back side of it slide better. because this really kind of anchors the card to do this. All right, that's that part. I'm going to slide this out for just a second to do. No, you know what? I'm going to do it in here. Okay, now we're going to go back. I'm going to do this part. Hey, DeWitt, also remind me to talk about the cardstock and the papers and stuff like that, will you?
Absolutely.
Because I haven't really talked about that yet. All right, and remember I said make sure you have that really folded down nice and firmly. All you do is fold this over. I love this. If I do say so myself.
They do love the rub-ons. Everyone thought that's a great idea.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so now here we go. Hi. Hi. Let's do it again, just because the surprise is so cool. Hi. Hi. And again, the inside could be the note. I love you so much. Let's go on vacation. Surprise. It's your birthday. Or you could also put the note in the back of the card. I thought that'd be kind of cute to do a great big note in the back. So you just make this all fun and play.
That's
So,
like 5 minutes.
was that 5? Is that it?
That's
Isn't that amazing? So I think I'm so happy you timed that, because we look at this stuff and say, oh my God, it's so complicated. I'm not going to do it. If you just follow the couple little tips I told you, you will start literally cranking these out. All right, so hi. I love it. Now, remember, if you saw Anna do this on the air, you're going to put junk all over the front of this. And I will do one more demo that actually I load the front up. So I think it looks cute this way, but you definitely can do all your embellishments and flowers and all the yummy stuff you want to do. So I got to keep going. Let me show you one more idea. You ready for this one? I was kind of happy. I want you to think about all the stencils you have in your collection you don't use. Get them out. I made backgrounds using 2 different colors with the stencils. Stamp right on top of it, same darn technique. Here's my back. I'm just going to get the best part of that. Where's my front? Here's my front. And I'm going to find the best part of my stencil here. I'm going to stamp, obviously. Find it right here. And again, won't that be cool? It'll look kind of like this really cool, weird thing. And I could stamp on top of both of those. So again, get the stencils out. Also, if you're a watercolor person, I thought it'd be so cool. Here's a little tip. I would do an original watercolor, then I would copy it on good, heavier weight paper on my printer. So you'd have 2 matching backgrounds of your watercolor, and then stamp on both of them. And when it moves, the background's not going to change.
Oh.
See, so just the words will move on top. Isn't that cool? So if you think it through, it's going to be really neat how you can do it. So yeah, get all your stencils out. Anything that's kind of flat, watercolors, all that kind of stuff, that's going to work. All right, so now I'm going to show you one more thing, because I know we're going to have to wrap it up here in just a second. And this is where you can kind of do the extra stuff. And I didn't go as crazy as you can, but you definitely can. All right, so let me grab, ooh, come here. Now this is one I did with paper. It doesn't slide as well, but it was the one I was going to actually finish off for everybody to see. So this is it. I didn't stamp on this one. I did use paper. Again, I don't think that works great. I would definitely use some harder cardstock. See how it's kind of getting stuck a little bit. So not loving it, but here's what I did. I did some fussy cut on some vellum. So what I'm going to do is, again, take my fabulous. Now you definitely want to make sure you stick around to the outside edges on this, because you don't want anything to stop the mechanism. So I'm going to put this piece over here.
Ooh.
What?
I just had a great thought.
You scared me.
So sorry about that. Glossy photo paper, and you take a day to night scene of the same picture. So you could go from day
that would be
and
cool.
night.
Yeah, that would be super cool, actually, yeah. All right, and I'm going to put this on this side. Ta-da! Now that's just using a little bit of vellum. And again, you have your little thing out here so they'll know where to pull. And again, you just pull it and voila. Isn't that pretty? So you can zhuzh up the outside as much as you want. Again, that's paper. One other quick note, you're going to get these 2 little tabby doodads, these guys right here. And what they're for, just to show you, I'll do it on this one, is they make edges to this. So you'll get 2 that are lengthwise. And then I could stop here, right? It just sort of highlights that center section and makes it more of a picture frame. And I could put 2 down below. Can we go to the extreme close-up to it, if you don't mind, please? Let me get it up here. See that? So those are included as well. That's 2 more pieces that come with the die itself. So that just, I think, really pops it and makes the message frame out look really good. So, all right, I make sure I'm scanning all my stuff. I got to it all. Oh my God. Well, first, I hope it helped. Did that help everybody? Did you guys get it? I hope you get the kit. Like I said, like I loved you timed it. It's once you get it figured out, I mean, you're going to be cranking out the cool cards. And to me, there's nothing like the surprise. You know, like if you open a card, you go, oh, that's a nice card, thank you. But you go, little interaction stuff always makes people more excited. They like it better. All right, Melanie says, OMG, I'm going to have to cancel any appointments for the rest of the week. I have so many ideas. I love that. Do me a favor, Melanie and everybody else. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, HSN Gets Crafty with Suzanne, please become a member and please post your ideas. I'd love to see all the different ideas. If I get a chance, I'll try to post a bunch of mine. Maybe I'll make a quick video just showing them disappearing. But please, I would love to see if you've got more. If anybody wants to play with the photos ideas and that kind of thing, please do. Oh, Annette says she appreciated it so much. Myrna says this is a great technique class. Thank you. You're welcome. Wilma loved the edging. Joyce said gorgeous, the front embellishment. Wow. Yeah, it is fun. And if you have all of Anna's stuff too, you can stick all the flowers and all the goobly goo and all that fun stuff on the front edges and just really blow this thing out if you'd like to. Julie loved the card. Thank you guys. Julie says your demo makes so much more sense how to make it. Thank you. Good. Yeah. And I hope you get the kit. There's the scan code. Also, if you need, and then I'll probably wrap it up. Oh, we do have a bunch of floral rub-ons on hsn.com right now. $899,565 is the Carte Noir floral rub-on set. It's 128 rub-ons for $32.95, and that's from Anna Griffin. And again, I thought the rub-ons is really fun because again, the rub-ons aren't going to make it a super thick. It's almost like it's one with the paper, so you can really start playing with the rub-ons and have some fun. Then, if you need cardstock, again, I would recommend heavier weight stuff. This is from Crafters. Everybody over in England, when they say paper, they do, I call it paper plus because they do a nice weight. When you hear that, that's a good weight, okay? If it's paper like US paper, trust me, it doesn't work. All right, sorry, US paper manufacturers. Diamond Press, they have a solid core, which I really love a solid core. They have a cardstock set, a true cardstock set, and it's a set of 60 for only $19.94. Your item number is 875686. So 875686. Also, our friends at Sizzix, they have 879793. They have beautiful cardstock. They have a 40 sheet set that is 10 different colors, and it's 216 grams, which is great. It's $17.95. So, and then Fiskars. I did use my paper trimmer. The cool thing about it is you can slice a piece of paper in half. I love my Fiskars paper trimmer. It's actually one of the oldest things I've ever had, and it's my old reliable. We have their newest version. It's 1137493, and that is $33. That's available. And then finally, my very, very favorite tape of all time. It's my go-to tape. It's from Tombow. It's called the Mono Dot Adhesive Tape Runner. It's only $7.99. And 2 flex pays. It's 1237412. 1237412. It's been my favorite. DeWitt knows it too. And I get the refills, man. This is my go-to. I just love it. I love the dots, the dot adhesive as opposed to a straight adhesive. Under vellums and stuff, it kind of hides better, and it just, I don't know, I just love how it works because it attaches to what you want to attach to, not all the extra gunky stuff that gets stuck around the sides. All right, at that point, did I cover everybody and everything? I hope so. Oop, did I get everybody? Yes, I did. I think so. I'm kind of trying. I have a bunch of rub-ons I never use. I'll have to get them out. Oh, Angela says I have a bunch of rub-ons I never use. I'll have to get them out and try them this way. Well, and again, please, I hope you'll treat yourself to the kit itself because it's really, really magical and cool when you start playing with it. And once you just use my little tips, I think you'll be able to really crank out some cool cards. And please, please, I beg of you, post them on hsn.com. And you know what you can do? If you do, we'll try to share a bunch of them next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you do a little video and post a video, that would even be cooler. But if you can only take a picture of one and then open it and take a picture of the second one so we can see what you did and post them both, that would be Amazing. All right, so I'm so glad we got together tonight. I want to thank all my crafting cuties for joining us. I want to thank all of you who are first timers and brand new for joining me as well. Of course, I got to thank DeWitt, and I want to thank Lauren, who's hanging out doing the social part of our production tonight. And I love you, as you always know it. Have a great night. Love you, crafting cuties. Bye.